let us move on though to the NL Central because
It's the
um
Brewers division. Move on.
the Brewers division.
That's why we're talking about the wild card.
Yeah,
There is no other team from that division in the wild card. They're not going to make it.
I don't know, man. The Cardinals.
Well, that's the debate.
Sticking around. The Cubbies, by the
They're
way,
collapsing
7-3
fast. All right.
in their last 10.
Yeah, Cubs are no longer the butt of the division, but the Cardinals are slipping fast and finally living up to the fact that their run differential was telling the truth and not their record.
Somebody finally shot that bird in St. Louis, and it's dying. It's falling out of the sky.
500 now. They are 3 back of the third wildcard spot. They now have 2 teams in between them, and they are only a game up over the Reds and a game up over the Cubs. The Cardinals still have a possibility, believe it or not, of finishing last or second to last. That's not out of the question.
Hot take, they also have a 0.3% chance to win the World Series. I think they could do it.
Oh
and they have the worst run differential in the division.
This coming from the man who picked
not even close.
The Pirates to go 162-0.
You know, I was close. I was close for a minute there. I was close.
Yeah, they won.
For the first 10 games.
Let's get the elephant. Talk about the elephant in the room here.
The Pirates.
The Pirates. I'm getting this over quickly. Look, it was approximately a week and a half ago to 2 weeks ago that they were 4 games over 500, 1 game out of the wild card spot. They're now last in the division by 2 games, and they're 6 games out of a wild card spot. They're 1-9 in the last 10. They gave me hope until August, which is longer than they've given me hope for this team for the last couple of years. They're not making the playoffs. That's at the end of that. That's all I have to say.
Thank you to the Pirates for giving Tyler hope.
Yes,
into August,
because that hasn't happened in a while. They do collapse in August every year, but by the time they're in August, they're out of the playoffs.
They're usually out of it by June, so It doesn't matter.
They're out of it by June.
I guess they collapse in August. Yeah, because they already collapsed in June.
Look, the Pirates have a bright future. I still believe in that, but they definitely need to make a couple changes. They're out of it. I think the Reds have clawed their way back. I think they're probably out of it.
I thought that you guys had a slim chance to get that 3rd spot if you kept it up.
Yeah, the way
on the wave you were riding.
Yeah,
I was like, you know what? Let's give
my prediction's still possible. My prediction's still possible. I just need a little bit of a push the rest of the way. I need them to be 8 games over 500 the rest of the way.
I mean, it's honestly appalling. Like, I mean, it's the Pirates, so I think everybody expects a collapse like this. But like this, I'm telling you, man, the spot they were in a few weeks ago, like they salvaged the series. We're talking July 26th, even before that. So after the All-Star break, they have the Phillies where they win. They split that series. Then they have a series against the Cardinals, another team that was potentially, in that playoff picture. They beat them. They salvage a win against Arizona, and then they win 2 out of 3 against Houston. And at that point, July 31st, we're like, okay, we're still in this. Since then, they had a series against Arizona again, where that's a team they're trying to chase. They lose that series. They get swept by the Padres. They get swept by the Dodgers, and now they're losing to the Padres again in this series. Like, they can't afford to lose any more games, especially the teams above them that they're chasing. But that sweep by the Padres was brutal, man. And they choked so many games. Even the Arizona series as well. Like, that was kind of the nail in the coffin. Again, I love my Pirates, but they're just not making the playoffs this year. And it's funny because as we kind of talked about, like, dude, the Cubs looked dead in the water for a while, and they're creeping back in. I mean, does anybody think the Reds are making it? I think they're definitely an outsider team. Do I think they can make some noise? Maybe, but like, what are your guys' thoughts on the rest of the NL Central, like the Cardinals, Cubs, and Reds? Like, do you guys see anybody from the division making a wild card spot? John, I'll go to you first because you look pretty adamant.
Nope.
Nope. Not going.
No, I think that ship has sailed. I think they're just pretenders.
Yeah. Well, how about you?
Short answer is no. The slightly extended answer is that the Cardinals are falling off the face of the earth. For the opposite reason of run differentials, the Reds are the team that could surprise and maybe have a late season push, kind of like the Padres did last season and fall just short. However, they have a pretty hard schedule the rest of the way. So they really got to step it up, and they've been inconsistent at times. The Cubs would be a weird team if somehow they could pull this off. Will they? Most likely not, and I'm against them. But they have the easiest schedule moving forward among all National League teams. Like, they face the Dodgers 3 times, the Guardians twice, Phillies 3 times, Yankees 3 times. Rest of their games are against 500 or sub 500 teams.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but so is the fact that the Earth will explode tomorrow. I mean, anything's possible.
I mean, wow. Okay, I actually think that's more greater odds than the Cubs, but whatever. At least at this point in the juncture, you know what's looking at the Pirates, the fact that they're only 6 games out, at least as of right now,
they're still going to get second place.
I am rooting for you guys. I am rooting for you guys to make a strong surge and not only go above 500, but also I'm rooting for you guys to get that final wild card spot and prove us all wrong, prove the Mets wrong, prove the Braves wrong, prove them all wrong. Pirates,
it's all about
2024 World Series. Here we go. The run starts here.
If you're a National League team, the last 2 years, it's the 6th seed that has gone to the World Series. All you got to do is get in.
Yeah, well, John, I appreciate the kind words. They've lost 8 games in a row, and they look the worst.
They're about to win 10 in a row. Let's go.
So
they're gonna make up for that. They're gonna make up for it.
They lost all their. You know what? I'll give them credit because they tried. I mean, first of all, you guys, I wanted to move on, but you didn't let me because now I'm gonna rage at these guys. They were so happy that they finished second in the Jazz Chisholm sweepstakes. That guy's tearing the fucking cover off the baseball. We do
not anymore.
He's not. Maybe we'll see.
I mean, he tore something else.
But you know what? I'll give them credit.
That was a good one.
I'll give them credit. They did get 2 bats more than I thought they would at the deadline. But then
they weren't the ones you wanted. Neither one was the one you wanted.
I mean,
one Pittsburgh deserves.
Exactly. I'll take what I can get because I was expecting nothing. But man, the only player that still produces on that offense is Brian Reynolds. It's actually sad. Everybody else is ass, and it's.
Hold on. Are you saying that that this has dropped a bigger nuke on the city of Pittsburgh than in the Dark Knight Rises?
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that. Okay. I will say the biggest nuke that's been dropped all year is David Bednar has went from the best closer in baseball to he might get DFA'd. He's been that bad. So that bomb is bigger than that.
He blew a few games recently.
Kimbrel still has a job. So
David Bednar has lost us so many games this year. I'm done with the Pirates, so I don't want to talk about him anymore. One of the stats that I find really funny about the NL Central is the expected wins. So you have the Cardinals at 60 and 59. Their expected win total would be 54 wins. You have Cincinnati at 58 and 61. Their expected wins is 64. Baseball's a funny game. It really is. So,
notice how that's starting the trend where those expected records should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Cardinals are dropping, Reds are picking up.
Yeah.
Math tells all.